Hello, hello! Perfidious Pete here, back to find out once and for all whether I've turned the tide on this potential species of seafood dinners in Stellaris. That's right, Bacterum. I'm looking at you, you bivalve bastards. I'm coming for you. I'm coming. I'm gonna get my grubby little human paws on Pava and on your planet, and you know what? On your babies. And when I do, I'm gonna eat them. I'm gonna eat your babies. That's it. I'm eating your babies. Popcorn shrimp style, barbecued, broiled, boiled, sauteed, pan-fried, deep-fried, on a bed of pasta with some cream sauce, dipped in tempura and batter fried with a side of fries, raw on the half shell. Every single way I can think of, I'm gonna eat those babies. I spent like almost the better part of a decade engaged in a total war of attrition with the Bacterian hierarchy. Our great and glorious leader, Perfidious Pete himself, died, you know, admittedly probably from shame, during the struggle, and the rest of the galaxy is, at the end of this, likely going to have no trouble steamrolling the shit out of what's left of the Peterians in the aftermath. But, you know what, Backturns? You know what? Even if, after this conflict is over, the Peterian Empire is ground to dust beneath the heels of some other larger, greater empire, we will die knowing that, if nothing else, in this universe, we ate your children. I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get them, and I'm gonna shuck and devour them en masse, like the walrus and the carpenter from that Lewis Carroll poem. It's gonna happen, Backturns. You just need to come to grips with that. I'm gonna eat your babies. So, we have... Oh, man. Wait a minute. How do we get back down to negative 30 war score? I want to take a look and see where all this war score is coming from. So theirs is entirely from space battles, and our positive war score is entirely from space battles. So everything we have accomplished in this war has been accomplished entirely in space. There have been some swings in planet populations. You know, we won't mention the times the Bacterians actually occupied some of our territory. That goes without mentioning. Space battles have been the decisive factor. Entirely. It's all been battles in space. This is what has made everything go. But I think we've finally gotten to the point where if we engage in a significant space battle with the Bacterians, we have a chance of beating them. And all I want to do is successfully invade Pava. That's it. I need to get that war goal for myself. We got to get Pava. I don't know if we're going to be able to straight up defeat the Bacterium hierarchy in one single go, but you know what? We sort of don't have to. We really don't. All we really need is a victory. I just want to get out of this war. Pete, that sounds shameful. It's like the Peterians are chickening out. Yeah, well, you know what? Maybe the Peterians... Maybe we realize we bit off more than we can chew, and we're going to go back and sharpen our teeth and come back when we're in a little better place as a species. And then we'll finish off these Bacterium once we have grown out a bit, got a little bigger. What we need to do is get out of this war with a victory, and more importantly, we'll have them contained. They'll be smashed between our empire and this other empire to the south, which I can't imagine is going to be particularly friendly to them, because the Eruxos seem like pretty disagreeable sorts as well. So we're going to have all of our ships rallying up in Aether, just to, in fact, you need to go that way too. So what are we going to do? Well, before we go for Pava, before we try and instigate a apocalyptic confrontation with the Bacterium, what we're going to do, we're going to destroy all of their infrastructure. They have, you have people over here, huh? You made a colony in Glugum. Did they really build a colony ship? That almost can't be right. They can't possibly have built a colony ship while we... Oh, no, that's Yog Bem. That actually had one. What do you got out here? A frontier outpost. Well, that's got to go. So, distraction? Wait, what fleet is this? That is the distraction. Oh, right. We're wormhole travel. We got to pop back and forth. We're going to go to Galarum, and we're going to devastate the infrastructure of the Bacterium. I don't think, given our fleet superiority, that the Bacterium will choose to come and engage us. I really don't. So, what we're going to do, keep cranking out ships, because, of course, we got to keep things positive. Keep the ships cranking out. We devastate their infrastructure so that the next time we have to mess with them, we have no trouble. Next time we come to mangle with the Bacterian, that's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be us mangling them. I'm salting the earth here. We can't leave any stone unturned. We're going to annihilate everything they have built. We're taking it all. We're burning it all down. So So they have, okay, a research station up here. Well, that's definitely got to go. So distraction, come over here, because what I can't afford to do is fight something that has defensive power and the fleet at the same time. So we're fighting a station here. We can't afford to fight them both. One we can fight, and if we're going to take this thing down, that's fine. I want to take down their frontier outpost. I don't want to have to take their frontier outpost while we're also stuck in a fight with their fleet. And it seems like we should be able to ruin this thing very, very quickly. In fact, I'm going to crank the speed down just a little bit. We are going to take some trivial amount of damage, may even lose a ship or two here. Earth, I can't help but notice that you're not building a clam crusher right now, and I feel as though you should probably be building clam crushers non-stop. You may do nothing else. The clam crushers must be built. One thing our missiles, I have to admit, are very good at, they are very good at alpha striking structures. We're going to get out of this. I'm not sure if we even are going to lose a ship, or if any of our ships even have taken significant damage. I mean, okay, we have some that have some damage. But we're going to get out of this. It's a long list to scroll through. Largely unharmed. So there we go. That's done. So more infrastructure has been destroyed. Furthermore, and more importantly, we have managed to shrink the borders of these squishy clam bastards. I love it. Everything I can do to hurt them fills me with joy. Literally every single thing I can do to harm these... I hate these clams so much. I hate them so much. Everything I can do to hurt them, I must do it. There's nothing I won't do to make them suffer. Nothing. Everything that's in my power. Burn their worlds, salt their earth. When I say I'm going to eat their babies, I'm definitely not kidding. Their babies are definitely getting devoured. I will do it. I have no, I have no sense of compunction. I have no lack of comportment about them. I hate them with every single fiber of my being. Every last strand of my DNA shrieks and screams for them to be destroyed. They gotta go. They're a blight upon the galaxy, and it's a blight that I, Emperor Perfidious Pete, I'm the cure. They're a disease. I'm the cure. We are so far over our fleet cap. We are losing monstrously huge amounts of cash. Like, this is long-term really unsustainable. Okay, you know what? I kind of feel like we have to stop. I don't want to stop, but our energy deficit, it's monstrous. The other problem we have is, too, we have, while we're spending all of our resources, the entire production of our entire empire is focused on the war. We're spending everything. It's all going to men and materials. We're in an entire... Could you guys really, when you fly into the same system, can you guys really not just, like, go into a pile? I would really prefer it if, upon arrival, you guys just said, you know what, we're all going to come to one little spot, and we're all going to get in a pile. And right now, somebody's like, Pete, that's what a rally point is for. I don't want them to rally in Aether. I don't think you can set, like, waypoints with rally. What I really want them to do is all be in one point in Sol, because I don't want them accidentally rallying in a system where I may not control it. Distraction, go get repaired, and as soon as that is finished, I want you to jump back to Aether. Go back, grab your repairs, and then... Do we hit more structure? Okay, we gotta stop with the ships. Honestly, you know what? I don't know if we can even afford... I don't know if we can even afford the repairs. In fact, I kind of feel like we really can't afford the repairs. No, we're gonna have to go fight. We gotta do... This is it. Like, the time is now. If we have to lose some ships, you know what? That's okay. We're so far over our cap, we only have about... what is this? About 2 years? At 20 a month, we're losing 240 a year. So we only have about 3 total years to end this war. Or at least to get some of our fleet destroyed and get our reduction back where it belongs. And also, well, there are things we can do. Okay, hold on. We're going to take a brief break from the combat. There are some things we can do to help our situation. One, anything we can get out of any of these planets that will help them produce energy, we should do that. So we could upgrade this building. Every little bit is going to help. Over upgrading buildings, what we really need to choose to do is to build new things rather than try and upgrade old ones. Do any of you have... Okay, we should build a power plant. These things, I mean, they're not hugely beneficial, but all of them are helpful. That's going to take the end of our resources. Okay, everybody rally in Aether. I want all of it. Everything we've built. All of it. Give me it. When I'm gotta go like Gary Oldman in The Professional. Everything! I want everything. It's all gotta go. We're throwing everything. Kitchen sink. I'm getting out my ladle. And I'm not talking about the dented ladle I use to serve spoop. I'm talking about my good ladle. My serving ladle. The one I get out when company comes over. That ladle, we're throwing it at them. Okay, every ship in the galaxy. All of them. Everything. I want all of it rendezvoused right outside our wormhole station. All of it right there. It's going into one pile. Where are my civilian? Okay, where are my transport ships? Transport ships, you are already in Aether. Fantastic. Merge into one fleet, please. Yes, transfer all. You guys are also not... Of course you're not in a pile. Why would you be in a pile? Why would you ever do anything so foolish as to convene with the other ships of your same type in a similar vicinity? That's just foolish. Get your asses over here and merge up. From a naval standpoint, oh, Pete, it's a strategic thing. You don't want to have all of your assets in one spot because then they can be taken out by a single strike. Well, I mean, that's not how combat works in this game. Technically, yes, they would all get engaged at the same time, but also they're vastly more defensible when they're all together as well. That's okay. So as soon as these ships all stop moving, we hit him. Somebody died. Who died? Sanchez! No! He's the Empire's shittiest scientist. I'm still gonna miss him. Sanchez. Oh, my sweet, sweet prince. My darling, darling boy. You were too good for this world, Sanchez. You were too good for this world. I mean, granted, we still got Zhang Wu over here, but... he was a bright candle. He burned too briefly. He only had one stub of one knuckle left on his left hand because we took all the other ones away for his failure. But also, these scientists all suck because they're all fucking old as shit. Okay, well, Zhang Tan will at least live an extra 25 years. You're a particle research. You have rocketry expertise. Well, we're going to take the one that may stand a chance of actually living for a while. Why are we recruiting a scientist and putting them on this ship? Honestly, I don't really have a good reason right now. Our scientists don't have anything to do. We have, by and large, fully explored, I think, everything we're allowed to explore with the exception of this. And there are hostiles there, which I'm pretty sure our fleet is going to ultimately wind up going to fetch out. Speaking of which, is there anything else we can do? How come Odamium? Oh, District 13 came back. Oh, you know what? We need to get rid of that. Hey, District 13. I didn't even notice that District 13 came back as a district. Planets and sectors. District 13, you're not going to exist anymore. Yeah, manage sector. We're just going to do this. And yeah, that does cost us 25 influence, but we have a greater capacity for control now. We're taking some of this back. Damium, you are now under my control. And you'll note the planet naming scheme also here has changed a little bit. Earth, of course, the Peterian Empire's ancestral home. We can't really change the name of that, but we got Petersburg, we got St. Peter's, and then, well, we have Petersburg, and then we have Petersburg. Varnia, I mean, this is like, you know, Petersburg, like in Russia, but this is Petersburg, like if, you know, Pittsburgh was after me. It's named after me. Varnia, though, as long as you have these filthy Kravadox bastards on here, you don't get a name, Varnia. Until every last one of these miserable bastards has been worked to death in the mines. Until then, no more people. Also, hey, slave, why are you over here building one mineral when you could be down here building 3 food? Explain that to me. You need to be building food so that more Peterians can get bred. This is your goal. You're here to breed more Peterians. Make more humans, not more Kravadox. We want food. Yeah, sure, the 2 minerals are admittedly somewhat helpful, but food And in fact, why don't you not be getting 1 mineral and instead getting 2 minerals? Oh, because you're really unhappy about being right. Reduced output because of the whole labor camp thing. Well, I am working you to death on starvation rations, so I can understand why your output would be somewhat diminished. I'm not going to apologize for it because I don't feel bad about it. I don't feel as it warrants an apology. But while I'm not going to feel bad about it, also, you know what? I was going to say polite enough to understand, but I don't think when I'm working a sentient species to death for my own benefit, politeness really has anything to do with it. Unlocks feature Uplift. Allows genetically uplifting and socially integrating species which are close to... Oh, but you kid, right, Stellaris? Because that's not a thing I'm ever going to do. Chemical Bliss Standard of Living. Slave Army I like the sound of, but more than any of that, I think I would just want an extra 10% naval capacity. 1, because we can research it in a relatively short amount of time. Long Luo is one of our better scientists. But 2, also, we just could use the naval capacity. It will help us get under this crippling deficit spending that we're doing constantly. Ships keep piling in, please. More ships. Gonna need still more ships. All of the ships. You heard me make the Gary Oldman joke. I need everything. Wait, am I confusing Gary Oldman in The Professional with Al Pacino in Devil's Advocate, where Gary Oldman goes, everything? Am I confusing that with Al Pacino going, everywhere, when asked where the devil has sex? And he says, everywhere. Or is it just that those two things are remarkably similar? It could be that both happened. Come on, get everybody in a pile, guys. In a pile. Under the Empire's greatest admiral. True, he is great only by default, because literally we only have the one admiral. But he is still also our greatest admiral. Alright, Pava, get ready to get pounded into pudding. The distraction ain't a distraction no more. You know what? In fact, we're renaming the fleet. We're going to call this one not a distraction. Because it's not. It's here to pummel you now. I'm crippling the Peterian Empire. Pittsburgh created construction. Okay, I don't even remember what they were building. I hope it wasn't a ship, because we really don't need any more of those. We're taking a huge penalty here. We got to go back to infrastructure spending. We really do. Also, what we need to do is get some of these tile blockers out of here. Pete, you're really... we can't get tile blockers. Never mind, those cost money. We can't do anything that costs actual energy credits because we don't have enough. The only thing we can spend energy credits on is stuff that's going to make more energy credits. Well, I mean, we could grow a pop there. That would give us energy. We could trade 1 mineral for energy. And also, that would eliminate a potential slave. What does upgrading this cost? Anything? Just minerals? That costs just minerals. Yeah, see, this is the stuff we need to do. Things that just cost minerals. We can't spend any energy until our fleet size gets reduced a little bit, but anything we can do... Why is nobody harvesting this? We're desperate for energy. We don't need minerals anywhere near as much as we need energy. That pop is unemployed? Why? There's a power plant here. Oh, it got broke. Repair the damn power plant. It was destroyed in a bombardment. Is this broken as well? No. Not broken, just not being used. Acceptable. Pittsburgh, what do you guys got going on down here? It's power plant. Okay. We could upgrade it. Yeah, you know what? It just costs minerals. Do it. Oh, we can't upgrade this. Never mind. Oh, we don't have... Right. We don't have planetary administration, which I think also, if I recall, just takes minerals. We might upgrade to a planetary administration then on Pittsburgh. See, we've gotten so focused on the war that our overall infrastructure is crumbling. Infrastructure is crumbling, man. Crumbling. If only there was someone here to tell us that the solution to our crumbling infrastructure problem was to build a gigantic wall. If only. Alright, not a distraction. We'll pummel the shit out of this planet. You ain't a distraction no more. You've graduated. You've made it. You're at the top of your game now. I want Glugbaw pounded into pudding. And as many of these squishy mollusk boys as you can kill, do it. Are we going to bring in the transport fleets? Well, first we're going to merge them into one large transport fleet. And then are we going to bring them in? Yep, absolutely. If we have to get into a space engagement here, I am totally comfortable with getting into a space engagement. You'll get an orbit. I really don't think that the Bacterium will... I don't think they'll come. I don't think they will defend this planet. I think they realize that the tide has turned, that they're outgunned. They're going to want no part of us. Or I'm wrong. 1.6K versus 2.3. Okay, first thing we got to do, transport fleet, you need to go to safety. They can't escape us. We finally have... You know what? Get him. We finally have the advantage. Go engage. Now is the time. This is the place. This accomplishes 2 goals. 1, it gets Avani Bot a level. 3 goals. 2, it defeats, potentially... Okay, we got to slow this down a little bit. It potentially defeats our foe's biggest fleet. Other advantage, it definitely reduces the number of ships we have to pay maintenance on.
Hostile fleet engaged.
All right, here we go. I'm actually going to slow the speed down even more here because I want to watch this battle. Our Alpha Strike should be very good.
Tile blocker cleared.
That's nice, but we got other fish to fry. We're losing money so fast. Okay, we Alpha Striked one of their destroyers. Beautiful. That's a big... Well, you know what? Overall offensive output, not a huge loss. We are also losing ships, but that's fine. We knew that was going to happen. They're only... Oh, their ships are just so much better than ours. So much better. They got to split their fire between a number of different targets. We're going to be able to concentrate our fire pretty heavily. They have a crummier general than we do. Hey, look on the bright side. The greatest admiral in the Peterian Empire knows a thing or two about battles because he's lost 1 billion of them. He's got to get to a point eventually where he can figure out how to win a battle, but now is not that... Oh, suddenly you want a peace deal, Bacteriums. Is that a fact? Suddenly they want a peace deal. Let's take a look at it. They're making... No. They're making demands. They have demands. That's just a dirty trick, Bacterium. That's a dirty trick. Making us pay 100 influence to stay in this war. You miserable sons of bitches. On the eve of our greatest triumph, while your ships are exploding in space like a Steppenwolf song, now is the time where we're like, oh, hey, how about a peace deal? How about you give us a planet in a war that you suddenly have turned the tide on? Just because for the last 9 years, things have been going against you. Here at the 11th hour, we're going to ask that you give it up. We've got their fleet strength tripled up now. They just lost another ship. They just lost another ship. Yeah, I'm sorry, Bacterians. It cost me 100 influence to do this, but I have destroyed your fleet. Utterly. I have ruined you. I have killed you to the last man. I have purged you from this galaxy. The cries of your people will never even be heard because I have destroyed you. I have destroyed you. You are destroyed, ruined, devastated, decimated. And it's going to taste so good when I eat your babies. So, we do need repairs, yes. First things first, though, not a distraction. Wow, down to 36 ships, and suddenly we have a huge energy surplus because we're only very slightly over our cap. We're going to go back up a little bit. Pete, you said you were going to stop building ships. I know I said I was going to stop building ships, but we're at a positive... We have a positive energy gain ratio right now. We're going to build some few replacement corvettes. Why? Well, because now that the tide has turned, I really feel like... Also, transport fleet, I'm going to need you back here in orbit. Now that the tide has turned and their fleet is destroyed, this is all just a mop-up operation now. Now what are we going to do? Now we're just driving around murdering their shit. We're going to destroy all their infrastructure. Once we have the upper hand, the Bacterium can't cost us 100 influence again. Yeah. You know what? Hold on a second. I'm just going to sit here and fucking savor this for just a moment. We lost 21 corvettes, which was right about the number we needed to lose. And what did we destroy? 24 of their ships. 15 corvettes, 9 destroyers. We finally got the upper hand. How's it feel, Lara UVV? Oh, right, you can't answer me because instead of being a living mollusk somewhere slowly siphoning plankton out of a ocean current, you're fucking dead in space, exposed to the vacuum, the liquid boiling out of your flesh. I couldn't be happier about it. Couldn't be happier. All right, Glugbaw, get ready to get pummeled by my fleet. Start pummeling mollusks. I want this planet's defenses rendered. I want their populace reduced to complete and total trash. We're finally going to invade a Bacterian world. We're doing it. We're going to invade a Bacterian world. Light ground support? No. Limited ground support. Yeah, we upgrade the fleet. I don't give a shit about the safety of the Bacterian people. You want to kill some of their population? Do it. We were going to work them all to death anyway. Wait, these are fungus men. These are Terrathians? These aren't even Bacterium. I see. I know what's going on. I understand, Glugbaw. Think about this. What goes great with seafood? Mushrooms. Mushrooms. We've got a new race of peoples that we can mess with, and suddenly, the Bacterian babies, that dish just got better. It's not just Bacterium babies. Now it's Bacterium babies in a creamy mushroom sauce. Bacterian babies in a creamy mushroom sauce. It's a taste sensation. Pete, I can't help but notice that you're still building ships after you said you would stop. I can't help myself at this point. It's all I know how to do. I've got a problem. I admit it. Admitting it is the first sign, or admitting it is the first step. I have a problem. But now I'm thinking maybe we don't just take a planet and get out of the war. Now that we have managed to utterly annihilate their fleet, speaking of which, this science ship has a dude. So we have a number of like timed projects in the situation log, and you're gonna need to go begin researching all of those. So go to that, and science ship, go research that project. What about the HMSS Sagacious? It has our best scientist on it. The problem is, we're gonna need to re-level some scientists. I'm actually okay with you staying and assisting research. So you know what? Forget I asked. Just stay there and try and make our research a little bit faster. Back to not a distraction. Continue pummeling this planet, please. And as soon as they have been thoroughly pummeled, transport fleet, I want you to land the armies. Are their defenses reduced to 0? Not yet. Continue pummeling, then. Don't stop on my account. We're going to be eating some delicious fungus men in a minute. Bacterian baby soup with fungus sauce. What other recipes could we make? I really want to try some Bacterian babies on a bed of fettuccine noodles. Cream sauce with mushroom garnish. That'll be beautiful. Not a distraction. I would like for you to go over here and begin pummeling this planet, please. Meanwhile, let's watch the invasion. Armies should be landing. Armies are landing. Good. Planetary invasion. Going exceptionally well. We will be occupying this planet, and that's the war goal. We did it. From a -15 to a +15, the Peterian Empire will not be stopped. It will not be stopped. Armies, off the ground, please. We're going to leave some militia behind. Transport fleet, you're coming over here to Bashik, where we're going to also enter orbit.
Construction complete.
Invasion is over. Construction complete. Things are rallying up for the Peterian Empire. The tide has turned. It's turned. Okay, we probably should consider stopping with the ship destruction. You know what? No, we can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. I can't bring myself to not build claim crushers. At this point, crushing clams is all I want to do. Also, the battle cry of every douche bro you have ever seen working the bar come last call. Be like, all I want to do is crush clam, bro. Do you eat it when you're done? I mean, I'm going to eat the clams when I'm done crushing them. After you've been out evening at the bar, douche bro, crushing clam, do you eat the clam after you crushed it? I mean, I would. That's just how I roll. I'm freaky like that. I'll crush a clam and then eat it anyway. Continue bombing, please. I probably just gave you a little more insight into my personal life than was entirely necessary. As soon as these planetary fortifications have been destroyed, we are going to send Not a Distraction back to Earth to get repaired. Once the repairs are complete, I'm thinking we take the Wargul and vassalize the Bacterum.
Construction complete.
Are you... No, because if I vassalize them, I can't make war on them anymore. Fuck it. We're not going to vassalize them. I'm invading their homeworlds. I'm taking it all. I'm taking everything you've got. Everything you've got. This is it. This is total warfare. There will be nothing left. I'm going to raise your empire to the fucking dirt.
Debris analyzed.
Nice work, new guy. It troubles me to see you. You know what? You can't be the HIMSS Trailblazer anymore. You know what you are? You're the HMSS Sanchez. His Imperial Majesty's spaceship Sanchez. It had to have been done. We had to do it. We couldn't not name this. This is the Sanchez Memorial Ship. It was the right... I was going to say it was the right thing to do, but you know what? Not only was it the right thing to do, it was the only thing to do. Sanchez would have wanted it this way. We also have 500 minerals we should really be doing something with. Oh, these guys are working a fleet, though? Troop transport. Ah, they don't have a fleet at all. This isn't a fleet. This is garbage. They have a 200 force fleet, so they're slowly rebuilding, but they've basically built, what, 2 ships? I think they've built 2 destroyers. The rest of these are science vessels and construction ships. So we need to take a moment and see what we can begin doing. And since we do have a positive energy balance now, we can start doing clearing some tile blockers, which we desperately need to clear because I want my population to grow. So we're going to start clearing that. Any place where we don't have the room to grow a pop, that's what we're going to do. We're going to make room to grow a pop. Okay, you guys have room to grow a pop, so you're good for now. Varnia, you are what you are. Pittsburgh, you still got room to grow population? You still have room to grow population. We have nothing built on this tile. You know what? Here's what we're going to build. We're going to build an autochthonian monument. I realize this is something... Again, I'm new to Utopia. This is my first playthrough in Utopia. I didn't realize how absolutely important autochthonian monuments are. If you have a spot with a population to work in and a tile that has no natural resources, to not have an autochthonian monument on that tile is a legitimate waste. Like, we should definitely have one here on Earth as well. Do we have enough to build one? We don't have an empty tile. But we do have one that's producing effectively nothing in a pop. By the time... Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to build one here as well. Autochthonian monument. Yes, build one. Pete, why are you building one there? Well, by the time... There's no population to work it. But by the time that monument is finished, that population will have grown. Because autochthonian monuments take a really long time to build. A very long time. Back to my transport fleet, please. How goes the bombing, gentlemen? Have the fungus man's planet been reduced to rubble? I can't, but you know what? These are the clam people. But my aggression, all of my hatred, all of my ire, all of my rage is focused on the Bacterum. But I can't help but bring up the point that when it comes to the Bacterum, we actually haven't, other than destroying their fleet, we haven't really harmed them much. That's the thing. The Bacterum, we've taken all of our ire out on these helpless, innocent fungus men. Pete, are they really innocent? No, I mean, they're aliens. There are no innocent aliens. These are just fungus men. Fungus men who are getting destroyed in combat. But, I mean, come on. They're fungus men. They can't be resilient. They're fungus guys. When I think strong, battle-worthy opponents, I don't think fungus. Just doesn't seem like the kind of thing that would stand up well in a fight. So our war score is now fantastic and not a distraction. Go get repaired. You're going to go to Alpha Centauri. Yeah, you know what? I would really rather you go to Earth since it's still just one jump and we don't have to bank through Aether to get there. Just go back to Sol. Transport Fleet 10. You can go back to Aether. That's fine. Pava is ours, occupied. We haven't got Yad Burm yet. Are we gonna? I kind of feel like, yeah, we're gonna. But you know what? We're gonna have to do that next episode. And just very quickly, let's check out what we could get if we wanted to check out now. Like, they would give us Bagash and become our vassal Yeah, they would do it. 88%, they would take that. What if we also said you have to give us... Oh, these are our only 2 war goals? Those are the only war goals we set. We can't get more. Wait, these are the potential goals. Never mind. So we would vassalize you. They would take vassalization. They will give us everything we want. We can take their planet and we can vassalize them. But then no, I want more. I can't get more. We've learned a valuable lesson this day with our war on the clan men. You always put everything on the table. Everything has to be on the table because it's all you can get. Son of a bitch. Well, okay. We can get everything we want right now, or at least everything that we said we wanted. We can get all of it. I'm stymied. You know what? I'm going to have to do some thinking about this off camera. I'm going to wrap this episode up. If you enjoyed it, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Support really does mean a lot. If you'd like to see these devious clan bastards escape what is a righteous justice, might consider rather subscribing as well, because you know what? We're going to get them. We will take everything they have, everything they hold dear. I will do it. How am I going to do it? I'm going to probably wind up vassalizing them because that's the only thing I can do as a war goal. And then, once we've taken them into ourselves, once they have become our vassal, then we dismantle them from the inside. Like, you know, release them as an independent empire and then just immediately declare war on them. Probably what we're going to do. Right now, though, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon.